Hi, my name is Malika Brown. I am the hair growth coach, and welcome to Hair Tip Tuesday, Tween Edition. So my special guest today is my own tween, Miss Tinky Glam, or better known as Malia. We are going to give you some preteen hair survival skills to be able to live your best hair life, okay? So we all know, anybody that's a mom knows that once they start to hit that preteen stage, things start getting a little weird, okay? They're too old for bobos and barrettes, but they also aren't officially teenagers yet, so they're kind of stuck somewhere in the middle, and they're also in the experimental stage where they want to experiment with their hair. Me being a stylist as well as the hair growth coach, me and Malia fight all the time because I am trying to educate her on how to properly take care of her hair.
Okay, so now I'm just going to talk about like ponytails basically. So I like to wear like high ponytails or like buns, but most of the time it's a ponytail. And also like wearing the ponytails and stuff, you got to change the position of your ponytail because if you don't, it will cause breakage. Because when you have a ponytail holder and it's in for a long time, you could actually tell where the ponytail holder has been.
So our first tip is making sure that you are changing the position of your ponytail holder, okay? Also with the buns and the ponytails, those can sometimes over manipulate the hair, and that can also cause breakage, okay? Breakage is a real thing. It can happen so easy if you are not careful, okay? We never ever use rubber bands. We only use the thicker elastic bands. So make sure that you guys are using elastic bands that fit the density. As you can see, she has a lot of density, especially when it's blow dry or when it's wet in this curly state. So make sure that you guys are using the correct accessories on your hair as well. So product choices, okay? So Malia always had a full-grown head of hair. I have never, ever used kid products on her hair because I know that they contain a very high alcohol content and they are very, very drying to the hair. So make sure that even though she's a preteen, that you are using high-quality professional products on your preteen hair. Stay away from all of the stuff that is cucumber melon shampoo. Like, stay away from all of that stuff. It is terrible for the hair and it is even worse for the scalp, okay?
Okay, so now we're going to talk about, like, as y'all can see, I have a silk press. So we never go back over it because if you do that, that is what causes heat damage.
Absolutely. So when we press her hair out, we usually only press her hair once a month. Once a month, and once the press is done, it is done. We make sure that we wrap it every single night, and we use a silk scarf that we wash weekly because we want to make sure that it is clean when it's so it can be protective to the hair. So definitely, whenever you are going to press your hair out, you do not need to go back in and keep going over that same press, and make sure that you are using a quality heat protectant. Okay?
Don't keep going over the same spot.
Absolutely, especially when your flat irons is up to like 450 degrees. That is definitely a sure way to burn your hair out and permanently damage your hair. So moving right along, trims are necessary even for preteens, okay? So I have actually been trimming Malia's hair ever since she was 3 years old because split ends don't have an age.
Nope. Not at all.
Split ends definitely don't have an age, okay? This will help you guys retain length, okay? You want your hair to grow long and you want it to be full, but who wants long hair with dead ends, okay? It's counterproductive. So make sure that you are getting a professional trim. Never try to trim your hair at home. And I also don't have a time frame to recommend, guys, because I know the industry standard is 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. However, I trim Malia's hair as I trim like my clients as needed. When I see split ends, they have to go. And make sure you're going to a professional too, because they are going to give you a complete trim. Okay, so when we do our trims, we don't just go around the perimeter, we actually go all the way up into the hair shaft, because that top layer doesn't reach all the way down to the bottom. So you want to make sure that there are no split ends hiding in there. Okay, and the last thing we're going to talk about is something that is really popping right now: edges. Okay,
so I go overboard with the edges, because you know, you'll see a post of somebody doing their edges and you'll be like, oh, I want to do that. But you cannot always do your edges, because that's how they start to thin. Mine started to thin, but they came back in over time.
Absolutely, guys. And stay away from those daggone edge brushes, okay?
Yeah.
If you are going to use an edge brush, I definitely suggest to use a soft toothbrush. And also, our rule of thumb is, if you put edge control on your hair on Monday, you do not need to reapply it, okay?
Just use water.
Just use water, and water actually wet the edges down and make sure that that's going to make it pliable again, so you can reshape them and relay them. And as always, make sure you're tying your hair up at night. But the rule of thumb is edge control goes on once per hairstyle. Don't look at me like that.
Also, I want to say one more thing. So for the preteens, if y'all hear girls in y'all school say they wash their own hair, you don't have to feel bad to say that you don't. You want to properly know how to wash your own hair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't suggest that any preteen is shampooing their own hair. Okay? Because you want to know why I don't recommend that? I don't recommend that because I don't recommend some adults to shampoo their own hair. So that is it for Hair Tip Tuesday. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you guys for another informative speak on it next week.